Good evening. You're now with me, Shaush Mato, for Tvs Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. The Sarawak Government and Armed Forces Fund Board is expected to finalise Affin Bank deal next month. The Sarawak Government also signed a Memorandum of Understanding, the Armed Forces Fund Board. And chaos reigns worldwide as global IT outage disrupts businesses and institutions. We begin with this news. The Sarawak Government and Armed Forces Fund Board, LTAT, is expected to finalise the sale and purchase agreement, or SPA, of shares in Affin Bank by next month. Premier Sarawak Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Junopeng said they are currently awaiting final regulatory approval from Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM.
Abang Johari stated that the Sarawak government received the initial approval on June 12. However, some documentation and legal processes are still in progress.
Dan pada umumnya mereka telah memberi kita approval pada 12 Jun. Kita telah diberitahu dan hanya syarat yang ini sajalah yang kita akan bekalkan. Sebenarnya sudah dibekal. Tapi prosesnya si dapat kini-kini. Jadi jangan ambil masa lah. Saya ingat dalam masa sebulan tu.
Commenting further, Abang Johari said all the required information has been submitted to the central bank. Earlier, Abang Johari attended the signing ceremony of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Sarawak government and LTAT at Menara Affin on Friday. Representing Sarawak in the signing of the MOU was State Financial Secretary Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Liz Osman Wan Omar, while LTAT was represented by its Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Ashraf Muhammad Radzi. Also present were Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadillah Yusof and Deputy Premiers Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Ambas, Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, and Dato' Amar Professor Dr. Sim Kuihian.
The Sarawak Government today has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with the Armed Forces Fund Board, LTAT, a strategic move that paves the way for Sarawak to explore potential cooperation and collaboration across various high-impact sectors. Premier Sarawak Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Junopeng said the MOU is also a significant step for Sarawak in achieving its post-COVID-19 development strategy, or PCDS, 2030.
He added LTAT has a long-term sustainable investment philosophy that also aligns with Sarawak's vision.
They have a sound, diversified portfolio that spans across various asset classes and key sectors of the economy, which include financial services, property, oil and gas, pharmaceutical, heavy industries, plantation, manufacturing, construction, technology, consumer, and industrial products.
Abang Johari said this at the signing ceremony of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Sarawak government and LTAT at Menara Affin in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. Currently, LTAT is Affin Bank's biggest shareholder. He believes that collaboration with LTAT through Affin Bank will positively impact Sarawak's development and provide financing assistance to local small and medium enterprises, SMEs, to participate in Sarawak's green economy.
Selepas ini, Affin akan membantu khasnya SME kita yang berkendakkan dana untuk mereka terlibat di dalam industri yang besar yang sedang berlaku di Sarawak. Umpamanya kalau industri hidrogen, unit vendor inilah yang boleh peranannya dimain oleh pihak SME. Begitu juga dengan metanol kita.
Sarawak's new international airport is scheduled for takeoff in 2028, following the conclusion of its feasibility studies. Similarly, a new deep sea port in Kuching, integrated with a gas terminal hub, will also be developed the same year. Premier of Sarawak, Dr. Tan Sri Abang Johari Dunobeng said these two projects are part of Sarawak's strategic infrastructure plan envisioned under its post-COVID-19 development strategies, or PCDS 2030.
The next significant strategic infrastructure plan will be the development of a deep seaport in Kuching, embracing a gas terminal hub and a new international airport. These two projects will be implemented by 2028 after the completion of the current feasibility studies.
He said this during the signing ceremony of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the Sarawak Government and the Armed Forces Fund Board in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. Abang Johari emphasised that Sarawak's second consecutive year of recognition as a high-income state by the World Bank is not a reason for complacency, as he noted that there is still much to be done to increase Sarawak's GDP by 2030.
We only have 6 years to achieve this, and hence business cannot be as usual. The Sarawak government needs to demonstrate resilience and agility in finding new paths and opportunities for growth in the challenging economic landscape.
Previously, the Premier said that the state government is planning to develop a new international airport in Kuching to support the growing number of passengers and to turn Sarawak into a regional airline hub for ASEAN. The Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development, MEITD, University Malaya, and Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to establish UM's Bachelor of Law with Honours program in Sarawak. This collaboration marks a significant step towards enhancing higher education and improving access to educational opportunities in Sarawak. Sarawak Premier Dr. Tan Sri Abang Johari Dunobeng emphasised the state government's commitment to providing comprehensive educational opportunities from primary to tertiary levels.
He conveyed this message in a written speech read out by MITD Minister Dato Sri Roland Sagahwi during the MOU signing ceremony and the premiere of Sarawak Debate Championship 2024 award ceremony at the Lecture Hall, Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak, earlier today. The primary focus of this MOU is to provide higher education, particularly in the field of law.
The MOU, or Memorandum of Understanding, between MITE, University Malaya and Swinburne University seek to establish and facilitate the launch of University Malaya Bachelor of Laws with Honours program in Sarawak. This initiative underscores our commitment to providing comprehensive educational opportunities from primary to tertiary levels, by ensuring that our students have access to a broad spectrum of educational programs. We are equipping them with the skills and knowledge necessary to excel in various fields.
On the debate championship, Abang Johari congratulated the participants, acknowledging their dedication to the art of debating and their commitment to improving their public speaking and critical thinking skills. He stressed that these skills are essential not only for academic success, but also for their future roles as leaders in their communities and beyond.
Your dedication to the art of debate and your commitment to honing your skills in public speaking and critical thinking are truly commendable. These skills are not only essential for academic success, but also for your future roles as leaders in your community and beyond.
In the Bahasa Melayu debate tournament, the Bintulu District Education Office, PPD Bintulu, emerged as the champion, winning a trophy and a cash prize of 1,500 ringgit. The runner-up position was secured by PPD Miri, who received a trophy and a cash prize of 1,000 ringgit. In the English debate tournament, SMK Lawas was announced as the champion, earning a trophy and a cash prize of 1,500 ringgit. SMK Batu Lintang secured the runner-up position, receiving a trophy and a cash prize of 1,000 ringgit.
The opening of the exhibition gallery dedicated to the late Governor and Chief Minister of Sarawak Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud, the Kaul Muka Festival 2024 offers an excellent opportunity for visitors to appreciate and understand the contributions of this distinguished leader. Muka MP Dr. Hanifah Hajar Taib said the people of Sarawak, especially those in Muka, continue to feel the loss of the late Tun Taib.
Hence, the gallery was created to allow the public to reminisce and view his personal collection.
Jadi dengan melaksanakan satu galeri, kami mengharap bahawa ia akan memberikan satu pandangan kenangan untuk yang manis dari segi Allahyarham Tun, dan dari segi memberikan pandangan juga dari segi panggilnya secara peribadi. Okay. Nang dari segi apa yang kita nangga secara rasmi nang banyak telah terdedah, tetapi dari segi nangga kepribadian dan dari segi kaitannya dengan orang di bahagian muka tu masih penting. Jadi kami mengingatkan bahawa ia adalah satu kenangan yang kami hargai, keluarga kami hargai.
Commenting further, Hanifah did not rule out the possibility of expanding the gallery to other festivals or events in the state if it receives support from the Sarawak government.
Kita boleh mencadangkan insya-Allah, tetapi ia tertakluk kepada kerajaan Sarawak kerana dari segi lebih daripada 40 tahun Tun pun bukanlah lebih daripada 50 tahun lah kita madah dari segi dedikasi Tun Taib bekerja demi kepentingan Sarawak ya, dan waktu ia adalah sesuatu silaturahim yang erat dengan kerajaan Sarawak. Walaupun ada juga dari segi kerajaan persekutuan, tapi kerajaan Sarawak, dan mohon dari segi keinginan ya, insya-Allah kita ingin sekali nak bekerjasama untuk melaksanakan di mana-mana juga.
She was speaking to reporters after visiting community stalls at the Kaul Festival Muka 2024 at Kala Dana Beach earlier today.
Welcome back. All preparations are in place for the installation ceremony of His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim as the 17th King of Malaysia, which is set to take place tomorrow at the Istana Negara, said Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil. Fahmi, who chairs the special committee for the King's installation events, said the final touches and rehearsals were actively being conducted to ensure the smooth running of the historic and grand ceremony.
Earlier, Fahmi observed the full rehearsal of the installation ceremony and received a briefing from representatives of the Ceremonial and International Conference Secretariat Division, Istana Negara, and the Prime Minister's Department. Sultan Ibrahim took the oath and signed the instrument of office as the 17th King on January 31st. Events in conjunction with the installation ceremony began yesterday with the Yasin recital and Doa Salamat at the National Mosque at 5:30 p.m., followed by a special Friday sermon today. Other events include a royal banquet at Istana Negara tomorrow and a visit to the Orang Asli Gombak Hospital by Her Majesty Raja Zarif Sofia, Queen of Malaysia, on July 23rd. Additionally, the Raja Kita exhibition will be held at the National Museum on July 25th and open to the public from July 26th until September 2nd, allowing people to view around 130 royal regalia from the federal level and the state of Johor.
International tourist arrivals in Malaysia have increased significantly this year, with 9.48 million visitors as of May compared to 7.48 million tourists in the same period last year. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture has targeted 27.3 million international tourists and an income of 102.7 billion ringgit this year.
After holding an engagement session with tourism industry players in conjunction with the Visit Malaysia 2026 campaign earlier today, he said on his official X account that the government is planning and implementing various strategies to stimulate the tourism industry. He added that the ministry welcomes views and feedback from all parties to ensure the initiatives achieve its stated goals. Regarding the engagement session, it was held as a platform for the ministry and the industry to exchange views and identify challenges faced in the country's tourism industry. He further said the tourism industry is a key driver of the economy and it can promote Malaysian culture to the world stage. Therefore, he hoped that all ministries and industry players could work together and commit to making VM 2026 a success, thereby making Malaysia a world-class preferred tourist destination.
Tarikh 22 Julai 1963 memberi semangat besar kepada anak Sarawak.
Surat pelantikan tersebut bertarikh 22 Julai. Itulah yang terjadi. Gubernur memberi surat pelantikan ketika kepada Kabinet Sarawak yang pertama yang diketuai oleh Stephen Karoningka.
Jangan lupa untuk saksikan laporan khas bersempena Hari Sarawak.
Sarawak dulu dan kini.
Hanya di Utama TVS setiap Sabtu dan Ahad jam 8 malam.
Thank you for staying with me. A widespread technology outage has disrupted businesses and institutions across multiple countries, causing chaos at airports, airlines, rail companies, government services, banks, stock exchanges, supermarkets, telecommunications, health systems and media outlets. The cause of the outage was initially unclear, but it occurred just hours after Microsoft announced it was addressing an issue affecting access to Microsoft 365 apps and services. According to the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, major U.S. air carriers including Delta, United and American Airlines grounded all flights over a communication issue. Sky News in the UK said the glitch had ended its morning news broadcast. Australian broadcaster ABC similarly reported a major outage. Some self-checkout terminals at one of Australia's largest supermarket chains were rendered useless, displaying blue error messages. Banks and other financial institutions from Australia to India and South Africa also warned clients about disruptions to their services. At the time of reporting, some of the malfunctioning business, companies and computer app systems were beginning to return to normal service, including Sky News in the UK, which was down for an hour in the morning. Some experts attributed the disruption to CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity firm whose software is used by industries around the world to protect against hackers and outside breaches. The problem appeared to result in crashes of machines running Microsoft Windows operating system. CrowdStrike said that it was aware of reports of Microsoft Windows operating system crashing. According to the CEO, George Kurtz, CrowdStrike was actively working with customers impacted by defect found in the single content update for Microsoft Windows hosts. In a post on X, Kurtz later stated that the issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed. He also confirmed that the problem was not a security or a cyber attack. Meanwhile, Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad MAHB services were not affected by the global IT outage, which has resulted in major travel disruptions in Europe, the United States, as well as Australian airports. However, local low-cost airline AirAsia said while the airline is experiencing an in-house system outage, there are no flight cancellations. Similarly, it is understood that Malaysia Airlines is not affected. While there seems to be no cancellations as of now, flights to destinations that have been affected by the global outage could affect Malaysia Airlines' flight. There have been news reports coming from all over the globe pertaining to travel disruptions. The reports cited issues linked to global cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike Holdings Incorporated is an American cybersecurity technology company based in Austin, Texas. It provides penetration workload and endpoint security, threat intelligence, and cyber attack services. Police in Bangladesh's capital banned all public rallies on Friday, a day after the deadliest round of student protests so far. So government buildings torched by demonstrators and the imposition of a nationwide internet blackout. This week's unrest has killed at least 50 people and emerged as an unprecedented threat to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's autocratic government after 15 years in office.
Students took to the streets again on Friday morning ahead of pro-government counter-demonstrations slated to begin after midday prayers in the Muslim-majority nation. Dhaka's police force took the drastic step of banning all public gatherings for the day, a first since protests began in an effort to forestall another day of violence. Dhaka Metropolitan Police spokesman Farooq Hossain said police officers had arrested Ruhul Kabir Rivzi Ahmed, the joint secretary of the main opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP. Police in the capital earlier said protesters had torched, vandalized, and carried out destructive activities on numerous police and government offices. Among them was the Dhaka headquarters of state broadcaster Bangladesh Television, which remains offline after hundreds of incensed students stormed the premises and set fire to a building.
A drone claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels slipped through Israel's Advantage air defense system on Friday to hit a Tel Aviv building near U.S. Embassy Annex, killing a civilian. Iran-backed Yemeni movement spokesman Yahya Sari said the Houthis fired at Tel Aviv a new drone called Yafa, which is capable of bypassing the enemy's interception systems.
дрон летит. Крестюш, ты видишь, что это такое?
An Israeli military official who spoke on condition of anonymity said a very big drone that can travel long distances was used in the attack which killed one person and occurred at 3:12 a.m. local time. The drone was detected, the official said, but due to human error, the alarm was not raised in time and it slammed into an apartment building. Emergency medical services said 4 people were taken to hospital with relatively minor injuries. Military spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said Israel believed the drone used was Iranian-made and upgraded so that it could reach Tel Aviv from Yemen, at least 1,800 kilometers away. The Houthis have targeted shipping in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden with numerous drone and missile attacks since November, citing solidarity with Palestinians during the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. They have previously claimed attacks on Israeli cities, including Ashdod, Haifa, and Eilat, but Friday's strike appears to be the first to breach Israel's intricate air defenses. It comes after they threatened an escalation.
On to the next update. Teenage gymnast Shoko Miyata has been pulled from Japan's team for the Paris Olympics after being caught smoking and drinking on Friday. Officials said the 19-year-old, a world bronze medalist, captain of Japan's women's gymnastics team for the Games, was sent home from their training camp in Monaco and admitted she had violated their code of conduct.
JOC 国際総合競技大会派遣規定及び日本体操協会選手代表選手役員の行動規範に反する事実が確認できたため、本人確認のもと両者で話し合い、オリンピックへの出場辞退に至りましたことを報告させていただきます。
Nishimura said the association had been told that Miyata was seen smoking in a private setting in Tokyo sometime at the end of June or beginning of July. She also reportedly drank alcohol in a room at Japan's National Training Center. Smoking and drinking are both illegal under the age of 20 in Japan. Nishimura said it was not clear whether Miyata was at the party or drinking alone.
本当に彼女がものすごいプレッシャーと残さなければいけない結果っていうものを胸に抱えながら日々を過ごしていたっていうところはぜひご理解いただきたいな。許されることではないんですけれどもご理解いただければ幸いです。すいません。
Miyata won bronze in the balance beam at the 2022 World Championships in Liverpool. She won the all-around title at Japan's National Championships earlier this year. Airlines expect overall passenger numbers to double over the next 2 decades from the 4.3 billion who flew last year, with growth led by emerging markets such as Asia Pacific and the Middle East. The main global airline body earlier today said the projected surge in traffic could put further pressure on carriers to contribute to the fight against climate change and make progress towards a pledge to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050.
The International Air Transport Association, IATA, said in its latest update that average annual passenger growth is expected to be 3.6% a year to 2043, compared with a forecast of 9.7% growth this year. The IATA added the Asia-Pacific region would lead with average growth of 4.8%, propelled by countries like India with 6.9% and China with 5.8%, but also Thailand and Vietnam with 6.4% each. Passenger growth in Africa and the Middle East would rise by 3.6%, while Latin American and the Caribbean would see a 2.9% increase. The association said the mature markets of North America and Europe would see growth of 1.7% and 2%. Air transport currently accounts for less than 3% of global CO2 emissions, but it's often in the firing line because it serves a minority of the world's population. Airlines are mainly betting on increased production of sustainable aviation fuels produced from renewable sources, expected to provide 65% of the industry's net zero target for 2050.
And those were the updates on Tvs Nightline. I'm Charles Mato. Thank you for watching and have a good weekend.